Hey guys, Steve here for Who Took My Dice Miniature Wargaming, and welcome to my first video of 2020. Happy New Year! This one is going to be a review of the year that was 2019. It was a good year, hobby-wise. Better than 2018. 2018 was probably one of the worst years I've had hobby-wise. 2019, I actually got a bunch of cool stuff done. I'm going to show it to you right here, and just kind of give a review of the year. So I made hobby resolutions at the end of 2018 was to get more done this year, because I really didn't get a lot done in 2018. I really wanted 2019 to be a better year, and it was. And to start that off, I dived headfirst into a painting contest challenge, painting challenge, that's a better word, from the one and only Ittic Beer 40K, at a Get It Painted challenge. So I dived into that, and I should paint up these two beautiful guys here. Two Dreadnoughts from my first company, my Ultramarines. This old boy here I've had since 3rd edition. He needed a good repainting and a rebasing to make him fit within. And, of course, I had this sweet little dude here. He's from the 5th company box set. Or it's 5th edition box set. I've had him for years. He sat there primed, got him painted up. So it was a nice start. It was great to touch up an old model and sort of make it new again and get another model done. So I started with, I dove into that, and it was that took up the beginning of January. Actually took up all of January, did pieces here and there. So that was a great way to start. It was just nice to get some stuff done. It was nice to get it out there. It was a great way to start the year. It was much better than the year before. The next thing I did in there, got stuff here. Let's paint up this beautiful baby here. This is a 3D printed model I had. One of my friends there had the STL files for it, so I put it together. It's a giant worm. Fantastic model. It came out so well on the printer, and it was a joy to paint up. One, because it broke the mold of power armor and all the angled stuff that Space Marines have. And it was great to paint something a bit more organic and just try out some different painting techniques and schemes. It was a lot of fun. It also brought up some questions I had about 3D printing. I did in a video afterwards. It was a lot of fun. It's great. And it was cool to do something. It wasn't Games Workshop. It's cool to do something that was, as I said, different. Just different and fun. I liked it. Yeah, that was a fun time. The next thing I dove into was repainting and rebasing this nice little Vindicare Assassin. It was cool. I changed up the bit here. There used to be another muzzle to it. I gave that up. I changed that up, and I just repainted it. Obviously, put him on a bigger base. I have yet to use him in a game. I don't know if I ever will. I'm not a big fan of assassins, and I don't like how they mess with. You have an assassin, all of a sudden you can't use some of your special rules, which, I don't know, confuses me a little bit. I don't know. Usually when assassin's in the battlefield, you don't really know he's supposed to be there, right? And, members, the member of the Inquisition might have called him in, and it takes all the High Lords of Terra to agree on it. So I don't see why having an assassin, but, whatever. Anyways, he was followed shortly by redoing this fantastic, I don't know if you can see him there. He's a 2nd edition Tech Marine. You can tell by the bolter on the back, it looks like one of those old school ones. Again, this one was sort of rebase him, put him on the bigger base, and repaint him. Add some shading and highlighting here and there. Just sort of make him fit in with my newer Marines. He's one of those models that hadn't really been painted since, oh God, I don't think I painted him since 3rd edition. So it was desperately needed of a repainting and making him sort of fit in with the new aesthetic of my Space Marines army. Yeah, again, at this point, just with those 5 models, I painted more than I had painted the entire of 2018. So 2018, I already said it was a great year. I also, one of the things I want to do is get out and join in with some more of the community stuff, and I did that in the closing months. I think it was September, October, November, somewhere in there. I joined a couple of contests, and this was terrain building. And this was on Instagram at Encounter Terrain. He had a couple contests called the 10 by 10 contest. And the reason for that is the base Had to be 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, so about 4 inches. This is the first one I built. It's a nice little piece of train, and it's actually now I'm using it as I'm going to be using it as a display piece when I take photos of models, because they fit nicely in there, and it's got a nice little display part to it, right? So it's fun, again, just trying to challenge myself. It's all either made out of pink foam or foam board, so some sand in there and dry brushed painted. It was a lot of fun. I did a video on this one as well. It was simple. I just wanted to do something I knew I could get done. Really, winning it wasn't a big deal. I frankly found it kind of a win just being part of it. Excuse me, showing it off, talking to other people, seeing their amazing work, and there was some amazing work, just mind-blowing stuff that I didn't think you could do with pink foam or foam of any kind. These guys did it, and it was just amazing. It blew my mind. Again, it was great to be part of something in the community, to touch base, meet new people. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was very simple, but a lot of fun. Next up, this is one of my favorites. Now, unfortunately, this one I didn't finish on time. I did it up. I started it. I think I bit off a bit more than I could chew, which is fine. It happens. But it was a lot. In the end, it was a lot of fun. I got it painted, and I did a video of it not too long ago. Is the Behemoth, this big piece of train. So basically a floating. I tried to go for the floating mountain, floating hill, floating chunk of rock motif. Again, it was the challenge was 10 by 10, so I got a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter display piece of a tile that I had lying around. And this right here is just a empty container for super glue. I just flipped it around, and again I used a whole ton of pink foam. It had 5 pieces there, or 4 pieces. Another piece that I broke up, kind of tried to cut into some sort of man-made or humanoid-made object that had been there beforehand. The cool thing about this one is it was based on the story behind it had to be based on folklore. And so I went with the sword and stones. There's actually a little hole in there where a sword would go, right? The whole King Arthur, the Arthurian legends. At the same time, I just finished reading A White Dwarf that it's an older one that was talking about the Inari, and I think the first part of the Psychic Awakening was also at the same point. So I was reading up on the Inari and how one of their crone swords had been stolen by agents of Slaanesh and hidden away. So I thought this could be some sort of cool floating rock in the realm of Slaanesh somewhere with the crone sword stuck in it. I still haven't painted up the sword. Yay. But that's what I went with, and it was a lot of fun because it's such a big piece. I haven't done a train piece this big in a long time. Did some back in the day when I worked at Games Workshop. But it was a lot of fun. Look at the size of my head. But yeah. And I also include some other smaller pieces in there with it. A little dry brushed up. Put some sand on top of there. Glue that on. It was cool. Again, it was also relatively cheap. Something I like to... I keep saying cheap. I should say inexpensive. Cheap has the wrong connotation. Cheap means it was made badly. It's not very good. But yeah, it was fun to make. It was inexpensive to make. I know it's not a lot, but that right there, in a nutshell, was my 2019. It was a lot of fun. I was hoping to do more, obviously. You always do. You always want to do more. But that was I'm so happy with this because it was a big step beyond what I did in 2018. I got into the community, but even with the Behemoth there, I was part of that group too. We were chatting. I was putting up pictures. Everyone was sharing. It was a really positive community experience, and I really missed that. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. It was a much better year hobby-wise than 2018 was, and that's always the goal, right? To do better every year. The channel itself grew a little bit. I obviously didn't do as much. Actually, in terms of the channel, I did less this year than 2018, last year than 2018. And I'm hoping to do more this year, but I'll get to that in another video. But that's it, guys. I just want to give you a quick rundown. I'm going to talk about the future in a forthcoming video. But that's it, guys. So thank you very much for watching, for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, please hit that like button, share it, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you later. Keep rolling those dice.